Let's start with the prompt. Which choice most logically completes the text? This is one of our tougher prompts because we need to understand the text well enough to be able to predict in our own words what might follow it. So let's start. Among social animals that care for their young, newborns appear to show an innate attraction to faces and face-like stimuli. So that makes a lot of sense. If an animal typically cares for its young, it makes sense that the newborns of that type of animal have an affinity toward faces because they're cared for by animals with faces. Let's keep reading. These researchers use an image of three black dots arranged in the shape of eyes and nose or mouth to test whether this trait also occurs in these tortoises, which live alone and do not engage in parental care. So they're testing whether animals that don't have parental care also have an attraction to faces. They found that tortoise hatchlings showed a significant preference for the image, suggesting that. So, what we're imagining, in my own words here, I'm imagining that we're finding that even animals who are not raised by parents still had the preference for faces, because that's basically what the passage said. So, let's start reading. Face-like stimuli are likely perceived as harmless by newborns of social species that practice parental care, but as threatening by newborns of solitary species without parental care. This is making assumptions about why this would be the case, and the passage didn't get so far into it. B. Researchers should not assume that an innate attraction to face-like stimuli is an adaptation related to social interaction or parental care. This is a pretty good answer choice because it's saying you can not have parental care and still have the attraction to face-like stimuli, which is true according to the study. C. Researchers can assume that attraction to face-like stimuli that is seen in social species that practice parental care is learned rather than innate. Now, this is kind of like answer A because it's getting into why is this the case, but the text didn't talk at all about why. It just reported to us what happened. So looking at D, newly hatched tortoises show a stronger preference for face-like stimuli than the adults do. There was no comparison between the newly hatched versus the adults. So the answer that worked here was B.